Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the most successful actors in Hollywood history. He survived the Titanic. He fought a bear in The Revenant. He scammed rich people in The Wolf of Wall Street. He entered people's dreams in Inception. But somehow, the internet believes his greatest role is not Jack Dawson. It is HR manager of the 25-year-old girlfriend department. Because for years, people noticed something strange. Leonardo DiCaprio would date beautiful women, mostly models, usually much younger than him. And then somehow, when some of them reached the age of 25, the relationship would mysteriously vanish. No press conference, no final episode, no season 2. Just vibes, yachts, paparazzi pictures, and then graduation. We are looking at the strange dating pattern that turned Leonardo DiCaprio into one of the internet's funniest relationship theories, the so-called 25-year-old rule. Now, before Leo's lawyers start warming up their laptop, let's be clear. This is not a court case. This is not a documentary from the FBI. This is a public pattern people noticed from reported relationships. But once you see the timeline, you will understand why the internet refused to let this one go. Let's start with Gisele Bündchen. In the early 2000s, Leonardo DiCaprio was already a global star. Titanic had made him one of the most famous men alive. Then he started dating Gisele Bündchen, one of the most famous models in the world. She was about 20 when the relationship began. They became a serious Hollywood power couple. Red carpets, fashion events, Oscars, the full celebrity starter pack. In 2005, Gisele even attended the Oscars with him when he was nominated for The Aviator. But that same year, the relationship ended. Gisele was around 24 going on 25. And this is where the internet later started opening its notebook.
Whoa, whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Because at first, it looked normal. Couples break up, people move on. No big deal. Nobody was making graphs yet. Nobody was opening Excel. Nobody had started the investigation. But then came Bar Refaeli. Bar Refaeli was an Israeli model. She and Leonardo began dating around 2005/2006. This relationship lasted years. They broke up, came back together, broke up again. The classic celebrity relationship Wi-Fi connection. Connected, disconnected, connected again. But in 2011, they split for good. At the time, Leonardo was 36. Bar Refaeli was 25. And the internet said, Not a full conspiracy yet, just a small, Like when your friend says, I'm not hungry, but then eats half your food. You notice it, you don't react yet, but in your mind, a file has been opened. Then came Blake Lively. In 2011, Leonardo DiCaprio was linked to Blake Lively. She was about 24. They dated for a few months. They were seen in Europe, having that rich people summer where every photo looks like it was sponsored by a yacht company. Then later that same year, they broke up. Again, not exactly 25, but close enough for the internet detectives to add her to the folder. At this point, the folder was not yet called the 25 rule. It was more like Leonardo and women who still know their university graduation year. Then came Erin Heatherton. Erin was a Victoria's Secret model. She and Leonardo dated around 2011 to 2012. She was in her early 20s. They split after nearly a year. The reported reason? Busy schedules. And this is important because in celebrity relationships, busy schedules is the polite way of saying We are not explaining this to you people. It is the Hollywood version of network problem. Nobody questions it, everybody just moves on. Even though nobody is ever too busy to be photographed on a boat. Then came Toni Garn. Toni was another model. She was around 20 when she and Leonardo began dating in 2013. They were seen together. They made headlines. And by 2014, the relationship ended. Again, young model. Again, DiCaprio. Again, no wedding bell.
But does married life seem a little boring to you?
Does it seem boring?
A little sedate?
No, I've seen interesting marriages and I've seen not interesting marriages.
At this point, the internet was not laughing yet, but the pattern was quietly loading, like a YouTube video on bad Wi-Fi. You can see the thumbnail. You can see the title, but the video is still buffering. Then came Kelly Rohrbach. Kelly Rohrbach was a Sports Illustrated model. She and Leonardo started dating in 2015. She was 24. They were seen together in New York, riding bikes, kissing, holding hands, doing the kind of romantic public activities that make normal people say, "God, when?" Then, in January 2016, people confirmed they had split. By then, Kelly was 25. The reason? Once again, busy schedules. At this point, the internet had heard busy schedules too many times. People started saying, wait, why is the schedule only busy when the woman reaches 25? Because apparently, at 24, the calendar is free. At 25, Google Calendar says, relationship unavailable. Please try again with a younger date range. Then came Nina Agdal. This one is one of the strongest examples.
Once upon a time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long, Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him.
Nina Agdal was a Danish model. She and Leonardo were linked in 2016. They traveled together. They went to beaches. They went to parties. They had that Leo DiCaprio relationship package. Model, vacation, boat. Paparazzi photo taken from 700 meters away.
Leo's 47. He's broken up with this long-time girlfriend, Camila Morrone, who coincidentally just turned 25 back in June. It's been a running joke for a long time that Leo can't date anyone once they reach their mid-20s, but now people are starting to think it's more of a rule than a coincidence.
25 is not an age. It is a deadline. But Vittoria Ceretti may be changing the ending. Because if she stays past 27, the internet may have to retire the joke. And honestly, that may be the greatest plot twist Leonardo DiCaprio has given us since inception. Because in Hollywood, most actors are remembered for their greatest role. But Leonardo DiCaprio may be remembered for his greatest rule.